This is a crazy family.
Hi everybody, my name is Keeney. I'm 25 years old. I'm from Kansas City, and I'm currently a baker at Panera Bread Company, and I run my side business, KLK Custom Cakes. If I had to describe my personality, I'd say I'm fun, outgoing, and spontaneous.
How would your friends and toughest critics describe you?
I think my friends would say that I'm competitive, outgoing, and a little bit crazy. I think my toughest critics would say I take on too much of the workload.
What's your best and worst quality?
I think my best quality is that I can make somebody smile, and my worst quality is I procrastinate.
And what pushes your buttons?
People that are lazy and they complain push my buttons.
Tell us about your upbringing. Did it help or hurt the person you become?
I had a good upbringing. I was strict and structured. It helped me learn my boundaries, but at the same time it made me want to push those boundaries.
How do you feel you react to criticism?
I think criticism is good. If someone wants to criticize, they're only giving you room for improvement.
And which cast member of The Next Great Baker do you most relate to?
I related to Ryan Cimarelli because he didn't take shit from anybody.
And do you feel your skills are better than previous contestants?
I have no doubt they're better. If I don't know how to do something, then I'll sit down until I can perfect it.
Tell us about your food industry and cake decorating experience.
I've always had a passion for food and desserts. Right out of high school, I went to college to flight school. Soon after that, my son was born. I came home and decided to follow my real passion of baking, which led me to culinary school and my current job at Panera Bread and running my side business, KLK Custom Cakes.
And what's the hardest cake you've designed and made?
I think the hardest cake I've designed was a client wanted a mountain on their cake, so I had to use a lot of intricate knife work to cut out the trails and the mountains and everything like that and keep it realistic while covering it with fondant.
And how elaborate and creative are your designs when baking?
I like to be really elaborate and creative. I just recently had a client contact me about making an ornate wedding cake for her, and the only stipulation was I had to blow it up afterwards. So I said yes.
Sounds exciting. Tell us any interesting details that make you stand out.
I like anything that's going to get my blood pumping. I like the adrenaline rushing. I like competitiveness. I like driving fast, rally races, and flying planes.
Where do you get your recipes?
I get my recipes from friends, families, and cookbooks, and then I like to use spices, fruits, ganaches, and stuff like that to give them my own personal twist.
How would you rate your skill level when it comes to baking?
I think it's excellent.
And decorating?
Average.
Pastries and desserts?
Probably above average.
And how would you rate your decorating skills when under time constraints, and are you happy with the end result?
Well, it turns out that I naturally put myself under time constraints because I'm a procrastinator, but that seems to be when I produce my best work, and I'm always happy with the end result.
Well, what makes a great cake baker as opposed to a bad one?
I think a great baker is someone that can work with their clients and collaborate and come up with new thoughts and ideas and concepts for a cake. A bad baker would be somebody that tries to force their ideas onto a client.
How do you think you'll handle quick-fire baker challenges and working in a group for bigger challenges?
I look forward to the quick-fire challenges. I like the competition aspect, so I look forward to the intensity of those. In a group aspect, I like to take charge, so I don't see it would be a problem.
What kind of role do you generally play in groups?
I like to bark out the orders, so I say I take the lead.
And are you competitive in nature?
I'm very competitive.
And if you're up against other contestants, how far will you go to win, and how would you play the game?
There's not going to be a limit, so other contestants, you just sit back and don't get in my way.
And are you better at head-to-head or teaming up?
I enjoy the intensity of a head-to-head competition, but I also know how to play a role in a group where everybody has their own specific task. I think my best and my worst quality with that would be that I won't be able to hide my opinions about other people's work in my group.
And you've seen competition shows. What kind of competitor would you say you are?
Well, if you've ever seen the person that wins all the time, that's going to be me.
And how do you handle stressful situations?
I think stress is easy to handle. I'm going to take that stress and turn it into energy to the project that I'm working on.
And what does baking mean to you?
I think baking is a passion. It's something that you live for. You can create and dream up anything you want and put it onto the things you're working on.
Why do you want to be on the show?
I want to prove to myself that I am the best, and if I win this show, I can do that.
And why should we pick you to be on the series?
Well, you wanted the best competitors, so here I am. I'm putting all my chips in, and I hope you like it. This is a 5-minute cake demonstration. Go ahead and start the timer. Start. Got a wipe on that. Put it over top. Smooth it out, smooth out the sides. Cut off the excess. What's my time?
1:31.
Alright. Now we start our piping. Then we're going to do a rope on the top. Take some fondant beads I've made,
Kevin.
and we're going to put them on the cake. Put the roses around.
He said yes. See.
My time.
10 seconds. 4,
On there.
3, 1.
And there you have it. Finished up, 5-minute cake. Here's a short look at some of my work. This first cake I did was a cake for a baby shower for a baby girl. Pink fondant, black fondant bow with chocolate covered strawberries to match. Next cake was an over the hill cake for a 50-year-old. They wanted to have a playful theme on going over the hill. Next cake I did was for a little boy's birthday party with a monkey themed. I did a big buttercream monkey on top, and then on the bottom of the cake I bordered it with banana trees to go along with the theme. Next cake was a graduation cake I did for a client. Wanted it to look just like the graduation cap, so it's a black graduation cap and fondant tassel. This next one was an outdoors themed cake. They wanted to include camouflage, guns, the woods, hunting, fishing, and beer, so I combined that all in one cake form. This next cake was a groomsman cake. I took a picture of the groom's car and designed the whole cake after that, and he was very satisfied. This next cake was a mountain bike themed cake and also a beer cake you can see on the top there. I'd use a lot of knife work and a lot of fondant and an edible photo for the beer. This next cake my client wanted a clean, simple cake, so I did white fondant, pink modeling chocolate dots, and pink letters. This was a birthday cake that I did with white fondant. I covered it with the silver dust and put edible photos and then used modeling chocolate. This was another Toy Story themed cake with Buzz Lightyear's ship on top. It has some edible photos, it has some edible modeling chocolate stars, and some piping detail. This was one of the first cakes I made. It was a peace-inspired cake with just multiple colors. It was a 3-tier cake, turned out really well. This is just another view of the graduation cake I did. This was the cake that I was contacted for by the client to make a really nice looking wedding cake, and the only agreement to making it was that we got to blow it up afterwards. So we made it look great, and then on the 4th of July we blew it up. And that's what I have for you.